Straight ahead on CCX News, truck dangers on the road.
The truck I inspected had quite a few issues.
Police try to catch problems before they become yours. Plus, feeling stressed out? As part of a Stress Awareness Month, Health Check has advice to ease your mind. But first, the land of 10,000 lakes in need of a low-salt diet. CCX News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. A recent study on road salt runoff into lakes is not good news for the Twin Cities.
In fact, the Twin Cities Metro has some of the saltiest fresh water in the country, and that has major implications for fish and plants. And we'll get more on that from Eric Nelson.
I would say it's serious. We're already starting to see some lakes that have a buildup in salt.
Utah isn't the only state with a salty lake. Minnesota has plenty of them.
Salt doesn't go away once it gets into a lake.
Keeping icy and snowy roads safe is actually unsafe for waterways. Road salt runoff creates a toxic situation.
The main emphasis is basically just to use salt more judiciously so that we don't see that rapid buildup.
This is a 5-gallon bucket. This is a teaspoon of salt. And that's all it takes to pollute this much water. Urban lakes are vulnerable to pollution due to an extensive network of storm drains and pipes that funnel salt into waterways.
A lake like Medicine Lake, which has got 11,000 acres of watershed draining to it, that's a lot of salt rolling down, downhill toward Medicine Lake.
Once the salt is in a lake, it is almost impossible to clean up the water.
It's a process called reverse osmosis, and it's just very, very costly to do that on any sort of large scale.
Road crews are very aware of this problem and are looking for solutions.
They're making tremendous strides in terms of how efficiently they use salt, to improve road safety conditions.
But it's not just the super salt trucks causing this dilemma. The little guy is too.
I get a little bit concerned about the salt use by private parties, whether those are commercial businesses, industrial businesses, residents.
In Plymouth, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
One example, the city of Maple Grove says it's cut down on the use of road salt, and all of their trucks do have salt monitors.
Some grocery store news will affect shoppers who frequent the Aldi store in Crystal. Aldi will be closing Sunday, April 23rd for remodeling. The grocery store plans to have a grand reopening on June 8th. Aldi is a no-frills supermarket chain that got its start in Germany. The store prides itself on low prices for fresh produce.
The Brooklyn Park Planning Commission will take a look at plans this week for another hotel along Highway 610. A 4-story Fairfield Inn Suites is proposed near 610 and Zane Avenue. A Burger King restaurant is also planned near the hotel. The Fairfield Inn would be the 3rd hotel in the works for the area. 2 others, a Hampton Inn and a Home 2 Suites, are under construction a little farther west along 610. Today in Crystal, you may have noticed many trucks being pulled over.
Police had their eyes on commercial trucks for inspections. As Sonia Goins shows us, some violations were serious enough to take the vehicles off the road.
Crystal is not a big city, but it has a lot of large trucks rolling through.
County Road 81, Highway 100. The major county roads like Bass Lake Road, West Broadway, 42nd all bring a lot of traffic through the city as it comes from suburb to suburb.
Today, Crystal, New Hope, and the Minnesota State Patrol targeted trucks for safety violations.
I would rather discover a problem with a driver now than discover it after a crash has happened.
Police would spot a truck with potential problems and then bring them back to the Crystal Community parking lot to be inspected.
The truck I inspected had quite a few issues. It had some tires that were bad.
Crystal Traffic Officer Mason Barlin also discovered a truck with some serious safety concerns. This trailer had no working brakes.
If the driver had to make an evasive lane change and the trailer were to break away from the truck, the trailer would just keep rolling, and now it's a 6,000-pound missile going down the road.
The trailer also had a flat tire.
The tire's going to be bound balancing and moving in a way that it's not designed to move, so it's potentially going to blow out.
And to make matters worse, the truck wasn't registered, meaning it wasn't even supposed to be on the road.
It's up to the inspectors whether or not they want to issue citations, which would be a criminal offense, which is something that would have a fine associated with it.
For now, officials put the brakes on the troubled trailer.
It can't be brought back on the road until it's either fixed here or towed out by a tow truck to a service yard.
In Crystal, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Meantime, the mayors of Maple Grove and Plymouth are weighing in on a possible sales tax increase to pay for light rail expansion. In a letter to Hennepin County, the mayors say while they generally support additional county funding for roads, bridges, and transit, they're concerned about funding LRT projects and ignoring the highway system. The mayors call for a balanced allocation of funding that includes cities not served by LRT projects. Sitting in traffic, paying bills, tight deadlines, all of it leads to stress.
But stress that's left unchecked can lead to problems ranging from heart disease to high blood pressure. In today's Health Check, Elaine Cleveland looks at the role exercise and fitness can play to alleviate stress.
Nice, Lynn. Keep going, come on.
Lynn Brown is a hard-working,
Get two more, come on, up.
energy-exerting
Nice, Lynn, perfect, just like that.
mother of 2 teenagers.
There you go, yep.
And just like most people, stress finds a way to muscle its way into her everyday life.
Stress now is no longer work, it's the kids, and so it's kind of pervasive every day. My crunch period is when they're out of school, homework time till they're in bed.
Keep going.
When a person is stressed, it can make the body feel tense and lead to a host of other issues. To relieve that stress, Brown works out 7 days a week.
Lift a lot, do cardio, but sports really take my mind off of stress.
So go 5 reps.
Experts say that a consistent fitness routine should be a part of everyone's stress management plan.
When it comes to exercise and relieving stress, I think you have to match the person and figure out what's going to really set them up for success.
Carrie Anderson is a personal trainer at Lifetime Fitness, and even she's not immune to stress.
The biggest thing for me is if I don't get my workouts in or if I don't have a good routine on my nutrition, I can let the day take over me versus me taking over the day and feel really frazzled.
Last one.
A consistent exercise program is one of her stress-relieving remedies.
Inhale, 2.
But she also makes a point to do Pilates 1 day a week.
And the reason this is good for stress is because of that breath and just the relaxation of the body, getting all the breath in and out.
With Pilates, the focus is on breathing along with the quality of movement. It allows people to relax while working out at the same time.
The stretching aspect also allows the body to release tension.
Give me 10 of them.
The important thing is to find what works for you and find the time to do it.
Anything you do for yourself is a great stress relief. So time for yourself, just carve that out.
In Plymouth, Elaine Cleveland, CCX News.
A diet also plays a big role in managing stress. Eating non-starchy vegetables and quality protein all helps.
Still ahead on CCX News, what to do with those old cell phones. We'll have some tips before you toss them away.
Plus, a veteran Champlin Park softball team hopes to make a push toward the state tournament this spring. We will profile the Rebels.
But first, snow one day, near 60 degrees on Wednesday. That's just April in Minnesota. We'll be right back. A lot of people change cell phones often these days, leading to a problem. What do you do with a drawer full of old phones?
As Eric Nelson reports, the wrong move could be bad for the environment or the security of your personal information.
Cell phones are now a staple of everyday life. They are everywhere. And for many people, they are a lifeline, connecting them to family, friends, and global events.
What do you think you need more, your car or your phone? And people that come in here, they can't be without their phone for an hour.
Some of us change phones frequently and have no clue what to do with our old, unused devices.
No, I don't. I just leave them in the garage. I must have about 3, 4 of them, you know, back to the flip age.
This is just from one store in like 2 weeks.
Kyle Opdahl runs cell phone repair in Maple Grove.
Blackberries.
He says before getting rid of your phone, save the data on an app or store it in the clouds.
You should almost do that yourself before bringing it to anybody or getting rid of it. I would recommend clearing all your data, taking out any SIM card that may be in the device.
Whatever you decide to do with your old cell phone, don't do this. Don't toss it in the garbage. Either recycle it or resell it. Cell phones are really mini computers made up of batteries, chemicals, metals, and glass. They are not exactly earth-friendly.
We don't know what these things do to the environment yet. We know that it's harmful. And so throwing it away, I would say, is a big no-no.
I would figure it's some kind of substance in it that shouldn't be just thrown in the garbage. I guess that's why I've been holding on to them.
Cell Phone Repair recycles old phones for free. They put them in a bucket and bring the phones to a recycler.
If you're just throwing it in the garbage and it's getting incinerated or whatever's happening to it, it cannot be good on the environment.
In Maple Grove, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
And if your old phone still works, you can donate it to organizations like securethecall.org. They will set it up to only call 911 and then give the phone to seniors or people in domestic violence shelters and police departments. Well, still to come, a celebration of pets and the pet's best friend.
But first, the Armstrong Softball team made a strong playoff run last season. See how they look this spring. John Jacobson is in next with sports.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. Last season, the Armstrong softball team reached the Section 6 4A final before losing to Hopkins. It was quite a turnaround from 2015 when the Falcons won just one game. This spring, the Falcons are looking to build on last year's strong finish.
A new season brings new opportunities. For the Armstrong Falcons, that means some new varsity players, too. 6 seniors graduated from the team that finished second to Hopkins in Section 6 4A. Those who do return are helping the young players get ready for the varsity level.
They've stepped up. The captains have done a good job. My returning shortstop, my returning catcher have been vocal team leaders, and they've worked hard to include the younger girls.
Players who have been on varsity for a couple of years can kind of show them the ropes and kind of help them feel more comfortable having them be their first year on varsity.
And here's a liner that is going to win it. The Falcons hope they can replicate some of last year's postseason success this year, but do it in the regular season. In 2016, Armstrong was just 3-10 in Northwest Suburban Conference games.
Coach definitely emphasizes about how we lost the section championship and how we need to believe in ourselves more so that we can get there and keep going, because we do have the potential to get to the same place and farther than we did last year.
It is something that we talk about a lot, and just by playing more games and practicing, we can eventually build up to that momentum and hopefully play like that more than we did last year.
Pitching is always a key in fast pitch, and the Falcons need to replace their varsity pitchers from a year ago. The team believes they can hit, though, and are counting on a steady improvement in other areas of the game as they build toward the section playoffs.
We want to be a little better every day than we were the day before, and it's not where we start, but it's where we finish. And you have peaks and valleys, and we hope that at the end of the year we're playing our best ball.
Armstrong's season opener today was moved to Spring Lake Park High School. It was scheduled to be a home game for Armstrong against the Panthers. Champlin Park's softball team was in the middle of the pack in the Northwest Suburban Conference last spring. As Jay Wilcox reports, the Rebels have a good chance to move up this season.
Champlin Park's coming off a solid 14-win season, and they're ready to go up from there.
I'm super excited. Our team has just really grown and everything, and it should be a really good season as far as I'm concerned.
It's actually really helpful because we worked so hard last year on maintaining plays and working together as a group. So it's really interesting to see how this year will play out because we're already so connected and woven as a team. We all play summer ball together.
The Rebels return much of last year's lineup. It starts with a very good left side of the infield. Third baseman Brittany Davis is a great hitter and one of the best players in school history. She'll play D1 ball at Toledo. Sophomore shortstop Holly Blaska is on the way to stardom. She's getting plenty of major college interest. Riley Hewsome moves to second base this season, while Randy Rogers moves from second to catcher. First baseman Jordan Johnson is solid, as is Laura Klepner in center.
Well, I think we're going to have a very, very strong offensive lineup. Last year we set a bunch of school records offensively, and a lot of those girls are returning, so I'm looking forward to that. We should have a good, strong pitcher. She's a 3-year starter for us coming back, and so she has a chance to really shine this year as a thrower, and then, you know, just an overall tight-knit group of girls.
It's been a great year for sports at Champlin Park, with volleyball, football, and boys basketball teams advancing deep into the state tournament. This group would like to join the fun and be the first Rebel softball team to go to state.
Champlin Park and like the Rebel family, we're at a peak right now, so it'd be nice to keep it going.
Our senior class is a really great group of seniors, very talented, both in school and out of school. And I do think that going to state for volleyball and going to state for basketball and our marching band doing so well, I think that's really helping us to feel like we are able to get somewhere.
You know, our ultimate goal is to be the first softball team from Champlin Park to make it to the state tournament, and we're going to really push for that mental mindset. And
we'll see if they can make it happen. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
The Rebels open the season Tuesday afternoon with a good matchup as they play at Maple Grove. Their home openers Thursday against Coon Rapids. And that's a look at sports. Mike and Alex, back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Up next, pets that make us smile.
Local residents share their smiles and pet humor when we come back. And finally, if you've spent any time on social media today, you probably know it is National Pet Day.
People love to share pictures and stories about their pets, and we found a couple of great dogs and their owners at this Brooklyn Dog Park along West River Road. Whether it's for companionship or daily exercise, folks told us pets just make each day a little brighter.
She brings a lot of joy to my life just because she's such a sweetheart. She's a good girl, she's a good dog, aren't you? Yeah.
Well, Argo's very busy. He's a very, very busy dog. He's very active, and it keeps me young. It makes me get out and walk and take him here, get a little exercise, because he is quite high energy.
And yes, she's feeding him treats there. We know that there are a lot of proud pet owners out there, and we asked you to share some photos.
And here are a few of the best ones we got in the email today. Enjoy, and we'll see you back here Wednesday starting at 4.